So I've got to ask you a question. You look at social media today. Do you think it's like unwarranted the way people are? You know, the way they attack companies and individuals.
Yes, I do. I think the big problem is anonymity, because when people don't have to give their names, they talk rubbish, they become obsessive. You get people doing things that they wouldn't do if they had to attach their name to them. I mean, always when somebody is persecuting someone online, trolling, and it becomes criminal and they get exposed or arrested, the wife says, I never knew he was doing any of this. You know, when he went away, stopped watching television, went into his room. It's so unlike him. But people have this dark side of their personality, and some of them just go into social media and it comes out. And I think people get encouraged to bring out the worst side of their personality by anonymity. But you know, me, you, we wouldn't do anything we weren't willing to put our names to. Our views are our views, we state them openly. If the whole world worked on that principle, it would be much better. And it used to. I mean, anonymous letters have always been the province of the cowards. Anonymous denunciations, poison pen letters have always been despised. But somehow people have changed their ethics in relation to the internet because of this idea that it should be open to everybody and free. And new protocols haven't been established yet. Though I think everything, including the legislative environment and the courts, are moving in the direction of recognizing that there can be such a thing as harassment online, and eventually you'll get morality re-establishing itself. So we're in an interesting period.
But I think people don't realise how good it is for the likes of yourselves to go online, to be open and honest. It's just strange, you know.
Yeah, I mean, why is it so difficult for people to give views and say who they are? Because once you know who people are, then you know whether to take them seriously or not. But if you're anonymous, the biggest idiot in creation can seem as authoritative as a PhD with a lifetime in the industry. And that shouldn't be the way it works, because people get misled. And when you look at the great tides of emotion that have been in relation to some companies online for the last few months, they've always ended up with people losing money. I mean, look at Quindel, the Quindel shareholders action group. I mean, Tom Willifitt got that absolutely right. And people say, well, he didn't, because there's still $500 million worth of value. But actually, they just found a greater fool in Slater and Gordon, because since Slater and Gordon took on those assets from Quindel a few months ago, they've dropped in price more than 90%. So they've lost the $500 million they shouldn't have paid. So Tom has been totally vindicated. That's one example. Then there were the true believers in solar oil. Then there are the true persecutors of one or two other companies. It always ends badly. And SCR is another example, I think, where people got totally misled by an online campaign into doing things that were actually very bad for them. Now, my uncle, in his generation, he's dead now, and my father, when they invested in something, they would study the annual reports, they would go through, read everything several times, including announcements, they look at the price of the papers, but they would actually really think deeply before they made investments. Now when you put out an RNS, a lot of people, they won't read the RNS properly. They'll be in such a hurry to get online and see what the other people who haven't read the RNS properly are saying. But I began still in the days of proper analysis. I was an analyst at an investment bank, and when a company came up with its results or something, you'd look at it, it would come, maybe through the telex or on the papers, and you'd sit down and you'd analyze it, you'd ring up a few brokers, and then you write a report, maybe half a page, maybe a couple of paragraphs that go around the investment managers. And so we were really trained to do it properly. All that seems to have gone, and it's a real shame, because private investors were always able to beat the institutional investors and make more money than them, as long as they stuck to the discipline investing their own money, of thinking about what they were doing. But people who think there's easy money, like make 10 times in 2 months, they're always going to end up as the victims. And I hate to see that, because I think a more intelligent, more considered investment market is actually good for everyone.
Right. Thanks very much, Andrew. Cheers, mate. Thank you.